Alright, what's up guys? My name is Zach, and for the last week I've been driving the 2025 Lexus ES350 F Sport. Up front is a 3.5 liter V6, and down below is an 8-speed automatic transmission. Now, I am super excited to be making this video here today for one real reason. This is the end of the V6. Now, more often than not, when an automaker puts out press cars for us journalists to drive, when they've redesigned the next one, they take the old one off of the list. However, this hasn't been taken out of rotation yet. It has over 8,000 miles, so I'm probably one of the last journalists to drive this generation of Lexus ES. It has been redesigned for the 2026 model year, and while it looks different, I don't love it, I don't hate it, I haven't driven it yet, so I can't give my opinion. The biggest thing is that they've dropped the V6. And so today, while we will be reviewing the ES350, we'll also be saying goodbye to that 3.5 liter V6. But if you would like to submit your own vehicle and have it reviewed here on the channel, you can head on over to my website, zackpradel.com/submit. It's a quick and easy submission form. It takes under a minute to fill out, and I come out to you. And if you'd like to see all my videos weeks or sometimes months in advance, you can head on over to my Patreon for only $5 a month. But let's get back to that V6 under the hood. Well, it's their 3.5 liter V6 that Toyota and Lexus have been using for a very, very long time. A version of this is found in the Sienna, in the Camry, in the Tacoma at one point. It's even purchased and used by Lotus for the Evora. It's a really stout, really good engine, albeit it's getting dated, and fuel economy hasn't been perfect. Been averaging 25 miles to the gallon, almost 26. It's just not awful, but it's definitely not where Toyota Lexus wants to be. So it is showing its age a little bit. However, I don't think that that's necessarily a bad thing. I like the low-end torque of the V6. I like how it drives around town. You feel like you have power no matter what gear you're in, and you never feel lacking in any regard. You put your foot down and this thing will actually sing, which ain't too shabby. Now, like I said, paired to it is an 8-speed automatic. Similarly, I do enjoy driving the 8-speed. I think it works really well, and it's relatively quick shifting for this application. I mean, this was just basically supposed to be the luxury Camry, and yet it shifts pretty nice, and I like that a lot. Last but not least, this ES350 is front-wheel drive. However, you could find them in all-wheel. How does it feel to drive the Lexus ES350? It's a rather unimaginative drive. It drives like a big, nice Camry. Now, that V6, as I mentioned, is lovely. The 8-speed is great, and the ride quality is nice, but I wouldn't say there's any hallmark characteristic of how it drives. It's a comfy sedan. That's how it operates, and that's all I need to know. Road noise is low, ride quality good, that's it. With that stuff out of the way, let's talk about the interior. Well, in front of me, I have digital gauges. Now, this mimics the Lexus LC500's gauge cluster. It's pretty much the exact same thing, even to the point where you can move the gauge over for additional information, and you could swipe through a bunch of info as well. I like it clean, simple, and easy to read. Up above the gauge cluster to the left, we do have our traction control off switch, as well as to the right, we have our drive modes for Sport, Sport Plus, Normal, Custom, and Eco. And moving on to the steering wheel, on the left, we have our selectors for that gauge cluster screen, volume, voice commands, and phone options. And off to the right, we have our adaptive cruise, as well as skip track, and a nice little F Sport badge down at the bottom, accompanying the paddle shifters found around the back. Off to the left, we do have a climate control vent, along with our head-up display information and camera view button. And moving on to the door, we have 3 levels of memory seats, lets you get in and out, power mirrors, power locks, and power windows. Moving into the center, we do get a large infotainment display along with an analog clock. This does have wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. It is very easy to see. It's very easy to use. And although you can go through the menus and you can adjust your climate and heated seats and ventilated seats and whatnot, it's not necessary. Here's the backup camera and 360 camera in case you're curious. This has been very clear and easy to use. Down below, we have the 2 climate control vents and the hazard switch, along with physical climate controls. So Lexus is moving away from physical climate controls in their vehicles. This still has it, and I'm holding on to this dearly. I love it. It operates well. It's simple and easy, and I like the little digital readout for the temperature. It feels sort of analog. It feels like an old school odometer rolling over, and I like that little touch to it. We also have radio buttons and volume knob, and down below we have, again, physical buttons for the heated and ventilated seats, as well as the heated steering wheel, all of which you can set to auto if you don't want to think about it. Then we do have this tiny little cubby for the USB-A and USB-C, and the shifter. The shifter works well. Again, it's out of the parts bin. It's an older style shifter. This is the new style of Lexus shifter. I don't love that as much as this. You feel the linkages. It feels connected to the car. And you actually feel like you're putting it in park when you put it in park. We have the auto holding brake down below that and a wireless charger, but off to the right, we have cup holders. So we'll do a big friggin' bottle test here in the ES350. And unfortunately, yet incredibly predictably, it fails the big friggin' bottle test. Then we do have two USB-Cs and a 12-volt outlet found in the center console and the seats. The seats are comfortable. They are heated, ventilated, power, memory, and they are like two-tone. I really like when automakers do this. I like the look of the two-tone. I think overall it is a pretty handsome seat, and it's been comfortable for my week with it. However, speaking of seats, we do have back seats, so let's go do a back seat review. All right, so we're in the back of the 2025 Lexus ES350 F Sport, and a couple of things to note. First of all, knees not hitting the seat in front of me, head's not hitting the ceiling. It's very spacious. I drove a friend around last night. She didn't complain, so that was pretty good. We do have climate vents down below. We have a 12-volt outlet as well as two USB-Cs. We get a nice mix of colors back here, both white and black materials, with this nice brushed aluminum looking piece. We do get a center console with openable cup holders as well. You know, it actually looks like there was some care and effort put in back here, and of course I like to see that. This is definitely more spacious than the IS, which is the smaller sedan, so very, very nice. Let's hop into the very back. We'll take a quick look at the motorized trunk, and then we'll talk about the looks. Right around the back of the Lexus ES350 F Sport, and right around here, there is a button for the power trunk. So it's power up and down, which is a really, really nice feature. That is a mark of a luxury sedan if it has a power trunk. Not a tailgate, an actual trunk. So once we are back here, obviously this is the floor mat. Was trying to keep that clean for the video. We have our Lexus floor mat as well. Can pick this up. We do, under all this, get a spare tire. So not common in the industry anymore, not as common as it used to be. Here's the first aid kit. So you do get a spare tire in the back of the ES. I also like that they sort of embossed this Lexus ES350. They did not have to do that, but they did. The F Sport on the bumper makes you feel special. Absolutely love that. To close it, come back up here. One touch, power operated right back down. Nice, quiet, and collected. Now we got to talk about the looks, and I love the look of the ES. I think it looks very unapologetically Lexus, but it's also finished in a really nice red, and I feel like I just don't often see Lexus cars in a red like this. Of course, Copper Crest still is my favorite Lexus color, but I do think that this is handsome. I think it looks good, and I think it looks relatively modern enough. It might be showing its age just a little bit on the outside, but again, as we'll talk about with the rest of the video, I find that to be A-okay. With all of that being said, let's get on to my final thoughts. What do I think driving the Lexus ES350 F Sport for the last week? Well, in terms of a car, it's good. Works well, drives well. I like the V6, I like the 8-speed, I like all the amenities, I like the touchscreen, the 360 camera, the heated and ventilated seats, the paddle shifters, the drive modes, all of it together. It's a nice, comfortable car. If you want a nice vehicle that's A, not gonna leave you stranded on the side of the road like this, or this, but B, you're not like super into cars. Like this isn't rear wheel drive. It doesn't have the throaty V8 like the IS500. It's not going to impress any of your neighbors. If you're okay with that, this is the perfect car for you. It's front wheel drive, it's simple, it's efficient enough, it's going to be reliable, and it's gonna have good tech, and honestly, 55 grand ain't the end of the world when it comes to modern brand new cars. I would highly recommend picking up one of these before they go out of production in the next couple of months, because then you'll have a long-lasting warranty on a car that honestly doesn't even need a warranty, but it's definitely nice to have. And that's my final thought. The V6 is going away, and I think that this is a sad moment. But not only the V6, the physical climate controls are going away. The nice physical shifter is going away. This style of Lexus is going away. And I want to say, I have been in a relationship with my girlfriend for the last almost 10 years. I miss the early days. I miss when we were just kids. I miss the excitement of like, ooh, you know, our first date, our second date. Ooh, I miss that time. But as much as I miss it, I wouldn't trade what I have now with her for the past. My point being, you can mourn the past without hating the future. I feel like that's always one or the other. I love cars from all eras. I love 70s cars like the Continental that I'm filming the same day I'm filming this ES. I love cars like that. Look at those square lines, that 7.5 liter 460 V8 that does absolutely nothing and is inefficient. Look at the interior. Look at the style of it. I love that stuff. But I also love cars like this. I love the technology. I love the style and the engines and how much performance they're able to get out of small displacement turbos. I love EVs. I think they're cool and interesting. Here's a Blazer EV SS that I happened to film in the same parking lot a couple weeks earlier than filming this car. I love the technology. And so, because I love this and because this is saying goodbye to this V6 ES350, doesn't mean that the next ES is going to be bad. They're going to go hybrid. They're going to go electric with it. It's still going to probably be a comfy, quiet sedan for people that aren't interested in blood-pumping, toe-curling adrenaline. It's still going to live up to the task that they set out in the early 90s. Here's the very first ES350 with a 2.5 liter V6. That was basically just a luxury Camry, but that helped launch the Lexus brand. And here we are today, now saying goodbye to over 30 years of ES V6s. A lineage is now ending. A bloodline is ending. And so I'm allowed to be sad. I'm allowed to miss this vehicle and say, you know what, this is the end of an era. But it doesn't mean I'm worried about the future. It doesn't mean the ES itself is going away or what it stands for. You can be in both camps. And that's where I am. I'm sad about the past, but I'm excited about the future. But if you want the V6, if you want the reliable drivetrain, if you want the power, now is the time to get one. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Huge thank you to Lexus for letting me borrow their ES350 and take a trip down memory lane for the last week. They are wonderful to work with. I'm so excited to show you guys the new ES when it finally comes out, and that'll be thank you to Lexus as well. Huge thank you to Drive Shop for facilitating the cleaning and delivery of the vehicle, and of course the Midwestern Automotive Media Association. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really liked it. Take care, guys.